think that numbers definitely have something to do with it, but also the position that the communities have been put in. I believe that there have been staggering examples of how the African American communities have been targeted from the Contra scandal that led to the crack epidemic, that led to the war on drugs, that led to the mass incarceration, that lead to police brutality. That, like, I mean, time after time after time, we have insufficient education in our communities. We have less opportunities as far as financially.
You're talking about structural. Institutional responsibility, and whenever this conversation comes up and people are talking about that structural and institutional, structural inequality based on institutional behavior in the past, we all know the history of this country. We know why black people are per capita less educated, less employed, etc., because of the pernicious effects of institutional racism, institutional racism. Sorry. So whenever that conversation is brought up, you always hear voices talking about personal responsibility, and it's not that that's illegitimate, but that's not the conversation it seems that you're having. You're talking about institutional issues.
I do truly believe in personal responsibility, but when one takes personal responsibility and continues to have doors shut in their face and the goal line move whenever they think that, okay, well, this is what I have to do to take personal responsibility for myself, and this is what I have to do to institute change in my life, and they do that, and then the goalposts move.
Right.
And then the doors are shut. And then all of a sudden, now you have to deal with a police officer who's asking you why you're walking home from a job interview that you just got rejected from. And now you're supposed to handle yourself like a model citizen. Like, I don't understand how personal responsibility can come up when that is being taken and when accountability is being accepted and there's still no progress made in generations. The same things we're talking about now. You know, I listened to some tapes as I was recording my EP. The one thing I wanted to do is include some of our famous leaders who had spoken on our behalf over time. And I listened to a tape of Malcolm X, Martin Luther King,
Edgar Evers.
I did not hear Edgar Evers and Minister Farrakhan, and but anyway, so Malcolm X is talking about police brutality as though he's talking about it right after Freddie Gray. It seems like he's talking about it right after Freddie Gray. Like, the things that he's talking about
still happen.
It's still happening. He's talking about the racial divide and the systemic inequalities in America. He's talking about it as though he's living right here today.
Decades later, it's the same reality.
The crazy thing is
the crazy
thing is it actually has likely gotten much better. Now think about how bad it must have been if it's still like this now.
Or now we're just seeing it with
better
camera phones and things like that.
Right,
we're more aware of it now.
We're more aware of it.
Guys, I'm sorry to cut you off. We do have to take a quick break, but I appreciate you continuing the dialogue with your